Taylor Swift just sent a kill shot to Kim Kardashian in their almost decade-long feud. As we know, Taylor doesn't start shit, but she will tell you how it ends. And this time, their feud has ended with a new song, actually 2 new songs, that she just dropped on her brand new album, which I'm so obsessed with. I literally think it's gonna win Album of the Year, called The Tortured Poets Department. And the song is called Thank You, Amy. She capitalized 3 letters in that song, though, that spell out K-I-M. She literally put Kim Kardashian's name in her song that will be engraved on the album track list in perpetuity till the end of time to basically haze her and roast her forever. This song is so crazy that it will outlive both of them. I think it is such an amazing diss track. She even said that her mom, Taylor's mom, sometimes wishes that Kim was dead. So we need to get into all the details of every lyric that slowly squeezed the life out of Kimberly Noel Kardashian. And let's talk about Kim's response to said song, because she's David going up against Goliath at this point. Taylor is not one to be fucked with. She has so many rabid shooters in the street called the Swifties, the most well-organized militia in this country. And we need to talk about if I think Taylor Swift is mad at her supposed friends, Sabrina, Lana, and Brittany, for working with Kim in the past few months. Before we get into all of it, hello, I'm Patty Pop Culture from TikTok, Instagram, you may know. You should enroll here by subscribing and become a student here at Pop Culture University, where I teach you everything going on in the world of pop culture through my eyes. And you should be a teacher's pet and do whatever I say, including liking the video, commenting, and sharing it. So let's get into it, students. So if you are one of the 5 people on this planet who do not know what's going on in this feud, let me do a very quick recap. So basically, this is a bigger feud than each of the world wars. These 2 billionaires, like the billionaire girlies, have been fighting for a long time. The 2 supreme witches, Taylor and Kim, who run Hollywood and the whole world, are going up against each other, but who will be the supreme? This started back in 2016, which if you're a youngin', that probably sounds like prehistoric times. But 2016 was a tea-filled year. The streets were flowing with hot boiling tea that whole year, because that is the time when Kanye West put out his song called Famous, which is ironic because it's less famous than every Taylor Swift song to ever exist. And in that song, he was trying to take credit for some people's fame that he helped them become way more famous than they would have been if Kanye has never interacted with them. And of course, we know what happened at the 2009 VMAs, where he argues he made Taylor more famous that night. That was a media circus, but Taylor already sold 7 million copies of that album. So of course, in his dark, twisted, deranged mind, he thought he made Taylor Swift famous. Not at all. However, Taylor Swift recorded the phone call illegally where Kanye asked for her permission to be mentioned in the song. And after Taylor denied approving that lyric, and the whole world was like, fuck Kanye, how could he just put out that song about Taylor? Kim Kardashian leaked an edited version of that illegal phone call, framing Taylor and making the whole world think that she is a liar. After the damage was already done and Taylor tried to claim her innocence, saying that she never knew that they were going to call her that bitch in the song, but the whole world was canceling her within a skin of her teeth and she thought she was going to lose her career and her whole life, Kim just made it worse. She kicked her while she was down, she curb stomped her and tweeted, "Oh, happy National Snake Day, I didn't know there was a holiday for everyone. Oops, I meant everything." And for years and years and years, Taylor was taunted with a snake emoji. It then became a part of her brand, and she capitalized off of it because at the end of the day, Taylor Swift is a capitalist, and she's going to do whatever she can to make that bag. Now, Taylor Swift has since claimed her innocence that we'll talk about in the second song called Cassandra, that she references how she was proved innocent in this whole debacle. However, Taylor's not over it. She's a petty girl. She's never gotten over anything in her whole life. So in her Time Person of the Year article, Person of the Year, period, Kim and Kanye, she said, "You have a fully manufactured frame job in which an illegally recorded phone call with Kim Kardashian edited and then put out to say to everyone that I was a liar. That took me down psychologically to a place that I've never been before. I went down really, really hard. I thought that moment of backlash was going to define me negatively for the rest of my life." And yeah, I think that's valid as fuck. I think Kim in that moment probably just thought that that was a little opportunity to get some PR and get some press and play the fame game that she always does. And Kim Kardashian is admittedly the queen of media and narrative manipulation and turning the world onto her side. And she's met her match with Taylor Swift because Taylor Swift is the supreme narrative manipulator. The devil works hard, but Kris Jenner works harder, but Taylor Swift works harder. And make no mistake, this song, Thank You Amy, is a kill shot sent directly to Kim Kardashian. She's already getting bullied online incessantly in her comment section with everyone declaring her Amy. She's gonna be walking on the street and people are gonna shout Amy at her. It's so hilarious. Like Tay Voodoo, Tay Karma is so real. And the song is already #1 on iTunes. So this is like a pretty severe punishment that the whole world now knows the song calling Kim a bully. So let's get into the lyric. Taylor kind of equates Kim to a high school bully, which I think is so smart, like reducing her down to something so petty and low vibrational and very just like juvenile. It reduces her and her whole fan base who once bullied Kim to something that really makes them seem like they have no impact and they're just like losers trying to like scrap for some attention. So the first lyric is, when I picture my hometown, there's a bronze spray tan statue of you and a plaque underneath it that threatens to push me down the stairs at our school. That could be in reference to the sculptures that Kanye made for the famous music video where he did like a revenge porn scene that basically had statues of naked bodies with Taylor Swift's facing up with like her boobs and other private parts out, while Kim Kardashian's look super nice and spray tanned. I still don't get how Kanye was not brought to court for that. That's truly demonic behavior. Like, Taylor Swift is mentally ill, but Kanye is way more. Like, that's crazy. Their feud could have honestly started like nuclear war. Because they're both so crazy. Like, we were in a Cold War for a while in 2016 when that was going on. We woke up every day in fear, worried that one of them was going to hit the red button. Anyway, let's continue. She sings in Thank You, Amy, which should just be named Fuck You, Kim. She sings, and it wasn't a fair fight or a clean kill each time that Amy stomped across my grave, and then she wrote headlines in the local paper laughing at each baby step I'd take. So in 2016, that could be in reference to the amount of times Kim would not stop talking about Taylor Swift on her show. She really would not shut up about it. And she talked about her in like a GQ article. In the GQ article, she doubled down on how much of a liar Taylor Swift is. She said she totally knew that that was coming out. She wanted to act like all of a sudden she didn't. I swear my husband gets so much shit for things when he was really doing proper protocol and even called to get it approved. Taylor's response to that was so hilarious. After Kim would not shut up about her, Tree Payne, her iconic publicist, just said, Taylor cannot understand why Kanye West and now Kim Kardashian will not just leave her alone. No, seriously though, she didn't ask to be a part of this narrative since 2009. But the thing is like, Kim Kardashian's career is basically like, Taylor has a real talent. She could put out music, she could put out albums and touch a lot of people and build something real, where Kim has to like drop new controversies and drop new boyfriends and drop new husbands and divorces. Like, that's her version of dropping an album. So she kind of had to latch on to Taylor to get some clout and some attention. But unfortunately, they really sent a kill shot at Taylor, but they missed. The next line is, Taylor sings, I wrote 1,000 songs that you find uncool, but I built a legacy that you can't undo. That can be reference to a TikTok post that Kim and North's TikTok account reposted that was so shady, making fun of Taylor and making her look like a cringe loser artist. The next line is, all that time you were throwing punches, I was building something, and I can't forgive the way you made me feel. Everyone knows that my mother is a saintly woman, Saint West, if you will, is a saintly woman, but she used to say that she wished you were dead. Andrea Swift. I could so see Andrea saying that though. Like, when you're talking shit with your mom, who is like seeing her daughter cry so much over what someone has done to her, like the mom talking shit will go there. They're ruthless. Those Gen Xers and boomers, they're ruthless when they're talking shit. So I can totally see that happening. The next line is, and maybe you've reframed it, and in your mind, you never beat my spirit black and blue, but I don't think you changed much. I think that might be the most important line in the song, because I could never get into like Kim Kardashian's head about how she could be so casually evil about what she did to Taylor, even years after it happened. She was asked about it on like Watch What Happens Live, and if their feud was still going, and Kim just said, no, I think we've all just moved on. I'm over it.
Kim, you and Taylor Swift, still a beef with Taylor after all that went down? No, squash. Over it. Good. And have you two had any communication, or you just feel like we've all moved on?
No, I feel like we've all moved on.
Okay.
That is the craziest thing to say. Like, imagine like doing like attempted murder, and then someone asks you if you and your victim have like made amends or moved on, and you're just like, I mean, I think I moved on. That is just so crazy. And I try to think Kim like has a conscience and is a good person, but this is like her fatal flaw that makes me not like her a bit. The next line is also one of my favorites because it really highlights the fact that Taylor has seen North be a Swiftie and has seen North dance to her songs on Kim and North's TikTok.
That's what people say. That's what people say. I go on too many days.
Which I love. Like, North was put on this earth to torment Kim, so I love that she's a Swiftie. And Taylor's also put on this earth to torment Kim because now there's a song with her name in it. And it also sucks for North that she couldn't go to the Eras tour. That must have been hard when Kim had to sit her down and explain that, you know, mommy tried to bully that artist and pummel her into the earth. And if we showed up, she would have us escorted out. That must have been hard for North to comprehend. However, she sings, and one day your kid comes home singing a song that only us two are gonna know is about you. Oh my God, I love that she went there. A lot of people think Taylor went too far and she shouldn't have brought North into it. I absolutely think she did not go too far. I think Taylor's really cool for trying to further torment Kim and hold her accountable permanently for something that she did, which was truly meant to like slander her, defame her, and ruin her career. I think you need to be held responsible for that forever. So I don't think she crossed any line. I think she was totally right in what she was doing. And I like that her name is etched into infamy on this track list. I mean, even more than her name was infamous. But it's funny because there's so many songs that could be about her. Any song that references a snake could be about her, and you know North likes probably a lot of them, so that sucks. Like, You Need to Calm Down or Karma, Look What You Made Me Do, This Is Why We Can't Have Nice Things, I Did Something Bad. She may as well just have an album called Fuck Kim Kardashian, and it's incredible. So, Kim is, to further the sociopathness of Kim Kardashian, who really seems to be having a huge gap of empathy in her heart and in her head, she will work out to Taylor Swift songs. And she even talked on a podcast this year about how much she likes Taylor Swift songs.
Favorite Taylor Swift album?
I mean, I really like a lot of her songs. Like, they're all super cute and catchy, and
like, girl, you have lost the privilege to listen to the artist of our time. You no longer get the privilege to listen to Jesus Christ music or be a disciple of Taylor. I'm sorry, you can't join the parade. You can't play the reindeer games with us. I'm so sorry, Rudolph. You have to stay in your asylum-looking monochromatic mansion and not come to the Eras tour. Then Taylor sings, but when I count the scars, there's a moment of truth that there wouldn't have been this if there hadn't been you. So this, I think, is the kill shot to Kim because it paints her out to be a petty biatch bully for the rest of her life that she will never be able to live down, ever. And it puts a period at the end of the sentence because Taylor is basically saying, I've moved on. And people did question, why is she not over it? I think holding a grudge is a good use of your time. And why get over things when you can be absolutely insane and become a lunatic about them forever? That lyric references what she said in her Time article about how Kim and Kanye are trash, but that was kind of a catalyst for her career. She said, it's not lost on me that the two great catalysts for this happening, aka her mega superstar, intergalactic alien superstar fame, were two horrendous things that were happening to me. The first was getting canceled within an inch of my life. So thank you, Amy, aka K.I.M. No one's been that creative with the name Amy since Britney Spears in If You See K Me. Love me, hate me, say what you want about me, but all of the boys are begging to F-U-C-K me. Spells out fuck me, if you didn't know. The second song is Cassandra. I don't know how people pronounce it, but it's a reference to a Greek mythology character. So Cassandra was a Greek goddess who was granted the gift of foresight and prophecy. So she could see the future, but when she would tell people the future, no one would believe her. So basically, like, that's so Raven. But it's kind of like in reference to how Taylor was telling everyone, like, one day you're gonna see that I'm innocent. One day you're gonna see that they were the liars, that I was telling the truth the whole time, and that's exactly what happened. But no one believed her. So basically, in this song, she sings about how no one would believe her when everyone was calling her a snake. And they were having so much fun dogpiling on her and canceling her. But then when the truth came out, when the fully presented phone call of Kanye never telling her about the line that she is a bitch, it was a very small headline. It wasn't a 10.0 magnitude earthquake like it was when people were canceling her in 2016. That happened in 2020, and it was only like a 3 magnitude earthquake. Like, some people heard it, but like, And Kim Kardashian even liked to tweet about it. Like, this is why the lyric, she also sings in Thank You, Amy, I don't think you've changed much. And that lyric is just so true because she was still bullying Kim even after the truth was revealed. So that's another reason I think she's not going too far with this song. In Cassandra, she sings, when the first stone's thrown, there's screaming. In the streets, there's a raging riot. When it's burn the bitch, they're shrieking. When the truth comes out, it's quiet. So they killed Cassandra first because she feared the worst and tried to tell the town. So they filled my cell with snakes. Miss Kim Kardashian, Miss Amy, if you're nasty. So they filled my cell with snakes, I regret to say. Do you believe me now? So they killed Cassandra first because she feared the worst, and I tried to tell the town. So they set my life in flames, and I regret to say, do you believe me now? And I mean, look at Kim Kardashian and Kanye now. The tables have turned, and I love it. I love that the tables have turned so much because, you know, they didn't used to be afraid of Taylor, of little old Taylor. But now they are. Kanye wasn't afraid to take that mic from her. Kim wasn't afraid to use her tongue to speak against the good name of Jesus Christ multiple times throughout the years. But now they are. So this is Kim's response to the situation. According to an outlet with a source close to Kim, Taylor has humiliated Kim, and she knows that there is nothing she can do about it. Oh my God, checkmate. That like makes me so happy. Like, Taylor won. Oh my God, that's incredible. Kim got what she feared was coming to her eventually. Karma's a relaxing thought. Aren't you envious that for you, it's not, Kim Kardashian? It's so true, though. It's really not for her. And is now backed into a corner because she knows Taylor's army will destroy her if she says anything. Now, literally, the Taylor disciples are like waiting in our houses with our pitchforks and torches if she dares to say anything. Like, we will riot. Then a source said she's going to stay silent and hopes it goes away, but her friends know that this has only just started. Oh my God, yes. She was seen out at a restaurant like trying to act like it was not bothering her, and she was posting again today like in her workout videos and showing her new Skims line and being like, I'm obsessed with this 2-piece loungewear bralette Skims set. In that like sexy voice she does. She's just pretending like nothing's wrong. That's very much Kardashian protocol to just not pay attention to something and hopes it goes away. But now that Taylor has ignited this flame, this song isn't going away. And I think it would be so hilarious if the Swifties kept it up and kept Thank You, Amy at #1 and Taylor like had to make a music video about it. That would be so iconic. And she could get some like Fashion Nova model who got the Kim K starter pack at the Plastic Surgeon to play Kim in the music video. But what I'm saying here is that song will never die. It will truly outlive them. So it's kind of iconic. The source continued, fans are already spamming her Instagram post with Thank You, Amy. The most malicious part of it all is this song title. Taylor has done a lot of diss tracks and has never named anyone that her songs are written for. There can be no other interpretation. It is spelled out and will last forever. The way I'm like so happy. The insider said Kim is aware of the pain she caused Taylor and she has tried hard to make amends in recent years, but she never did the one thing that she really needed to do, which was simply apologize. I agree, and I think Kim was like trying to make amends with Taylor by, you know, posting the TikToks with North and using her songs and talking about her in the podcast in a good light. I guess she hasn't talked like negatively about Taylor since the truth came out in 2020, so what, it's been like 4 years? I feel like Kim is slowly trying to get back on her good side, and that's kind of like why it's conflicting to me, why all of Taylor's friends are doing the Skims ad, because I'm like, maybe this is like delusional in my head, but do you think Kim is like hiring Sabrina and Lana and Brittany Mahomes, who are all very, very close to Taylor, to do this ad to try to get closer to Taylor. I'm not sure, because Taylor is the one enemy you don't want right now. Like, if you are touched by Taylor in like a bad light, like your career is going to suffer for sure. Like, look at Maddie Healy, Jake Gyllenhaal, John Mayer. I guess their careers continued, but they're in like a sunken place of some sort. They have a dedicated group of haters, and you just don't want Taylor against you. And Kim is smart enough to know who she wants and does not want against her. So I wonder if she's gonna try to get back on her good side or not. I wonder if Taylor's mad at her friends for doing it. If I had to guess, I would say she does feel a certain type of way. I'm sorry. Because imagine if Travis Kelce posed for Skims Men. It would be over tomorrow. It would be over the next day. So the fact that Sabrina, she's on the Eras tour, simultaneously while she's on the Eras tour, she does a Skims ad, that's bonkers. That's like wackadoodle time to me. I know like Sabrina isn't beholden to Taylor. She doesn't have to ask her permission in like a business sense, but she is getting an extremely fat check from the Eras tour. However, I understand she's also getting an extremely fat check from the Skims ad. So maybe Taylor was like, go get your bag. Like, I don't care. You know, that's my beef. That's not your beef. But I do think as a friend, like just not in a business sense, but as a friend, maybe you wouldn't want to do that with one of your biggest enemies who have appeared on like 10 different songs, you know, all portraying her out to be this tormentor and detractor to Taylor for years and years and years, and someone who appears in her nightmares, and then you're gonna go do a brand deal with her. In my heart of hearts, I think Sabrina Carpenter is very smart. And I know that, like, she's extremely smart. So I think what she's doing here is like, she's going to get that bread, get that head, and leave. She's not gonna be friends with Kim. She's only gonna interact with her in a business sense. And I bet you she'll draw that line very well. Like, I don't think we're gonna see Kim and Sabrina out. I don't think we're gonna see Sabrina and Kylie or any other Taylor foe out. Lana, I feel the same way. Lana's kind of in her own world, so I feel like Lana would accidentally do a brand deal with like Osama bin Laden or something. You know what I'm saying? Like, Lana, we're just gonna give her a pass. Brittany, I feel like it's the same situation. I wonder if Brittany like consulted with Patrick or Travis before, but I hope they're all just walking it in like a business sense, because seeing what Kim is capable of doing to her friend Taylor back in the day, you know, they tried to make amends, and therein lies the issue. Friends don't try to trick you, get you on the phone and mind twist you. I think it'd be smart for them to choose Taylor as the friend and just Kim as a business acquaintance. It does make me super sad about the Kim and Taylor feud, because I'm a rabid stan of them both. I love them both so much. Like I said, they're both my billionaire babies. They're both my supreme witch girlies, and they are just both in like that top 5 most famous people in the whole world. Especially with the women in the world, they're like both in the top 5 for sure. So I feel like they could just be so powerful together, and in another life they could be friends. But unfortunately, they were on opposite sides of this war where the line in the sand was drawn by a man. And Kim, she didn't have to go so far to like leak an edited phone call to defend her man, but she did have to defend him. So I understand where the conflict comes from. I don't think Kim realized the absolute like nuclear power that she was playing with, like the nuclear fire she was playing with by fucking with Taylor Swift. And she'll have to pay the consequences with that forever. They just have so much in common though. Like, imagine Taylor in a Skims ad, or imagine like Kim in like a Taylor Swift music video, or they give each other business advice and how to, you know, use us peasants to make more money and just do all these amazing things together. I think they could really be respected friends, and they could be respected peers, but they cannot. They're both just such powerful women who have such similar careers. Both of their jobs entail mining details of their personal life to build a deeply forged parasocial bond with their fan bases. Both of their jobs entail world building and fan building and story development, narrative controlling. They're both marketing geniuses. They know how to sell themselves. They're masters of media. They're just two brilliant individuals. And it makes me really sad that they can't be friends. Taylor and Kim can't be friends, but I like to just pretend. And unfortunately, I would say it's permanently too late to extend an olive branch. Taylor said in the song, "I will never forgive you. I will never forgive the way you made me feel." I think it is just best for Kim to stay silent and lay in the bed that she made. Unfortunately, it's a beautiful California king-size bed though, Kim, so don't worry. You're still a billionaire, you're still gorgeous, you're still sexy, but I would not extend an olive branch to Taylor Swift because she will send a package bomb back. So don't. Don't put out a press release about it. Kanye, do not speak up for her on her behalf. Just leave Taylor alone, go on with your life. But yeah, their feud is iconic. It will definitely go down as one of the most iconic feuds of our time. And for that, we thank them because these two girlies are giving us what we want. And that's the mess, that's the tea, that's the scandal of it all. So that is a lesson for here today on Pop Culture University. Thank you for attending class, even though attendance is mandatory. So make sure you subscribe to enroll here. Make sure you attend every class, like the video. Also leave a comment about how you feel about the situation. Do you side with Kim? Do you side with Taylor? Did Taylor go too far? Do you think they could be friends again? Let me know how you feel. Okay, bye. Mwah.